Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be doing some K&D fan art. I did a 16 style challenge where I did one of the styles I chose was Kids Next Door. And I'm like, you know what? I want to draw some fan art. So I drew some fan art. I really always liked Five. She was just so awesome. And I decided, you know, if I'm drawing Five, I might as well draw 3 because she's pretty awesome too. Just do a picture with the girls. So I started, and I was just going to do the kids, and then I thought it would kind of be cool if I did the kids down on the bottom in the front, and then like have them sort of faded out, and in the background do them as older teenagers, like 17 or 18, and kind of have it be like, you know, we are where we are because of where we were. Sort of a thing. That's kind of what I was going for. I didn't really know what poses I was going to do when I started it, but I'm pretty happy with the ones I got, even if they aren't, you know, perfect anatomically. I always have trouble with that word. I tried to keep a sort of the style-ish of the original, like with how the hat's done and the braid and the shoes. Because normally when I do shoes, I don't draw them so clunky, I guess would be the word. For some reason, I had a lot of trouble with hands in this picture. I don't normally have as much trouble with hands, but for some reason I was just having a lot of trouble with Five's hand, and then 3 when I drew her as a teenager, her hand was just I had a bit of trouble with 3's arms when she's in her child state, but I got it pretty much figured out. I have this habit of I'll start on one end of the picture, like I start with the head, and then as I draw the rest of the body it gets smaller, or I'll start with the feet and I'll go up and it'll get bigger. It's really weird. I don't know why I do it. I try to not, but it always seems to happen. Trying to figure out what kind of clothes to have their older selves wear was interesting. I did end up sort of pausing the video and just thinking about it. I know that it's kind of the thing that people do is put number 3 with her sweater tied around her waist, and I was thinking about not doing that. Then I was like, you know what, screw it, it works. It was actually number 5 that I had more trouble with deciding what to put her in, just because all she really wears as a kid is that long t-shirt. So I was like, what do I do? So I kind of put her in more tomboy clothes. It's actually probably an outfit I would wear. And then number 3 I made a little bit more pretty, I guess, rather than actiony. Yeah. But I had a lot of fun with this picture. It's just the nostalgia of the characters, and I actually, before I drew this, I went and found the last episode of K&D because I never saw it, and I had seen something about a theory about why something happens, and I was like, okay, well, what happened in the episode? So I went and I watched it, and I cried. So, yeah. There's that. I cried. It was emotional, okay? Don't judge me. And I've actually been going back and rewatching episodes on YouTube. I found somebody who like uploaded the entire first season. I've been randomly watching it as I do stuff. And it's like, it still holds up. You know, I mean, it's so ridiculous to watch some of the things, and it's like, it's just ridiculous compared to like back when I was a kid, it was like the most awesome thing. Now it's just ridiculous, but it's still awesome, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's just like, you know, you understand where it's all coming from a kid's perspective, but it's like, yeah, that's with how often they destroy the neighborhood. But which makes me understand the theory behind, you know, it's just the kid's imagination kind of a thing. I almost put her in a Joey t-shirt. I was gonna do a design on the shirt, and then I was like, nah, and then I was like, yeah, and then I was like, no, and then I was like, yeah, and then I finally got one, and I was like, just kind of left it. This hand I had a bit of trouble with, but not nearly as much trouble as I had with number 3's hand. I'm not entirely sure what this hand position is supposed to be. I guess it's like a hey, nice to see you kind of a thing. You know, like, yeah, that thing. I don't know why I almost put a kerchief around her wrist. I don't know what that was. I liked the hairstyle I gave number 3. With the top half of her hair pulled back. This hand. Just, gosh. Is so bad. I think I spent like an hour on this hand and I still didn't necessarily get it how I wanted it, and I was so fed up with it, I just sort of left it. Look, it's so clunky and just, it's so, yeah. It was fun trying to bring in the elements from when they were a kid into being a teenager. Because, I mean, even as you change, you know, things still stay with you. For some reason my hand was like really shaky when I was doing this, and even with the smoother on the tool I was using, the lines were still like being really wobbly. I don't know why my hand was so shaky. The color for number 5's hat, when I eye dropped it, ended up being like more purple than red, which was kind of weird considering I remember her hat being like red. But, I mean, I don't know. That's the color it gave me, so that's the color I used. I do actually remember quite a few episodes, but I don't know if I'd say I had a favorite. I did kind of like the episode where like the babies took over, if anyone remembers that episode. And then there was like, wasn't there an episode where like Mandy like took over, from Billy and Mandy took over the K&D? That was pretty awesome. Unless that was a Billy and Mandy episode. It's probably a K&D episode. I miss when Cartoon Network would do that, when they would like, you know, do the crossover things. Those were always fun. I'm not sure what I was doing with the mouth. Just playing around. I just went with a bit of a simple background just because of what the idea behind the picture was. I really like how I got like the colors to work together. I personally feel that it does give off the impression I wanted of, you know, this is where we are now and that's where we were. You know, it's good to remember, kind of a thing. But yeah, aside from all the little touch-ups, piece is done and I'm really happy with how it turned out. It didn't take me very long, which kind of surprised me considering I kind of went into it not knowing what I was doing, but ta-da! I think this is my first official Kids Next Door artwork. I don't even think I really drew K&D artwork when I was little. But yeah, here's this, and see you next week. Doodles!